Calling bullshit on online abuse. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. Now, I've been listening over the last 6 to 12 months about how bad life is for women, especially progressive women, when it comes to politics and the nasty online environment that exists. If you were to simply believe the mainstream media, you would think that the only folks being targeted by mean tweets, by abusive comments, well, were women, left-wing progressive women. This isn't me denying that these women face abuse online. I'm just saying it's not only aimed at progressive women. In fact, it's not just aimed at women at all. But look at the news stories. Look at the news stories and you're going to be told about the horrible comments aimed at Ontario's Premier, Liberal Premier Kathleen Wynne. She's been denounced for her sexuality. People have made fun of her looks. They've called for her to be killed or kill herself. That's completely unacceptable. But it's not just her. Alberta Premier Rachel Notley, she gets heaps of abuse, much of it in the same vein as Wynne. When the noise got really loud on this a few months back, it was when longtime Alberta MLA Sandra Jansen left the Progressive Conservative Party that she'd been a part of and even tried to lead to join the NDP. Each of these women were portrayed as if they were targeted because of their gender and because of their progressive politics. Not exactly so. I'll tell you why they were targeted. It's simple. Same reason I'm targeted and many others are. They were targeted because they're public figures active in political debate. I'm not saying the tweets they got were not mean. I bet plenty were well out of bounds. But the idea that this is unique to women or progressive political women simply doesn't hold water. The fact of the matter is the online world has turned all kinds of people into unthinking zombies that spew venom as a reflexive move. That's it. One of the early things I learned when I joined Sun Media and started writing political opinion pieces was don't read the comments. Of course, I still glance from time to time. Some tweets absolutely need a response, beg a response. But for the most part, what's out there is noise. I've been called nasty names by people that spotted a tweet with a link to an article or a column I've written, and obviously without reading it, they responded and accused me of holding the opposite political position than the one I was arguing. They spew venom without even reading. Here's some examples of what I've dealt with over the years and still do. This week, I was arguing that allowing hundreds, if not thousands of people to enter our country illegally each month was a bad idea. And I was called racist. If Trudeau increased tax, spent millions to secure, you'd be first condemning money spent. Let's hear your ideas. Just a con racist. When I did an assessment of Justin Trudeau's cabinet and said Harjit Sajjan was not doing well, not living up to high expectations, again I was called a racist. Fear nothing, you racist. We have decades worth of mess to clean up. You look like a rapist. Rapist and a racist all in one. And then there's this one from a few years back. No idea what even prompted it. If I suggest that @Brian Lilly murders hookers and bury them out back and he gets angry over that, does that mean he can't handle the truth? These are the tweets I could easily find, some that I remembered. There have been Facebook comments on stories and emails with much of the same and sometimes much worse. I've been accused of being a cokehead, a pedophile, and more. I've been called a kike. Yeah, that great word for insulting Jews that people love to throw around. I've been called a Zionist Christian rat, all just for standing up for Israel. One time, we even had to call the police after I got an email from someone that they were upset. I'd written another article on CBC wasting money. They described in detail in the email how they and a friend, two men, knew how to find me and were planning to rape me over and over until I stopped writing about CBC. Got to remember, folks, most of my critics are on the progressive left. Thankfully, there haven't been death threats in a while. Now, I don't doubt for a minute that Kathleen Wynne, Rachel Notley, Sandra Jansen were rattled by reading some of the nastier things people sent their way. It's hard not to be, especially when it gets threatening with violence. But speak to men, speak to women of all political stripes, and what you'll find is that as soon as you are passionately arguing a viewpoint in public, this kind of thing is going to come your way. And it's not because you are a woman, it's not because you're progressive, it's because many people, often acting with a degree of anonymity, they've become unhinged and will say things online that they will never, ever say to your face. Now, we all have options here. We can whine about it, we can ignore it, or we can block these people. But please do not claim that this abuse is the exclusive domain of the left-wing sisterhood. If you like the video you just watched, click here to subscribe. Never miss a Rebel video again.